What's good, everybody? We are back in the new year, 2024. I know we haven't been on for a while. We took a break, but we gonna start rolling the ball, start the year strong. Today we got my guy Kedrick from Bristol, Virginia. Uh, yeah, I've known him for about what? How long have I known you? A couple months.
Mm, Maybe 5, 6 months now.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's my guy. We bond over WWE. We also got to talk about that too, because I went to WrestleCade. It's very lit.
That's the one thing I haven't been to yet.
Yeah, it's very lit, bro.
Wrestle Mania.
But so how has your day been going as far as like everything? How's your mental and everything, bro?
My mental today has started out rough when I first woke up today. Not sure why, which
Mhm.
is one of the downsides of having depression and anxiety and all that. You'll get the feeling of having it and you have no idea why. Um, because people ask you all the time, "Hey, what's wrong?" And you'll be like, "I don't know." And they'll be like, "Well, how can you feel this way if you don't know what's wrong?"
Yeah.
That's the point. Um, Towards the middle of the day, I started feeling better. I got out of bed finally, moved around, got some stuff done. And now I'm feeling good. Um, like I said, just sometimes it hits, and then once it hits, you just got to try to fight your way through it.
Yeah. So like, do you have you ever been diagnosed with
Yes,
anything?
I was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety.
Okay. Yeah. I was diagnosed with borderline personality. I was first diagnosed with bipolar, and then we dug in deeper, and then we found out it was borderline personality, which they could be mixed with the two because they have similar symptoms.
Yeah.
Um, so what is something that you went through that has like hindered you and like how did you overcome that? And are you still
Oh.
going through it?
Um, Something that started it, I would say, would be my mom passing about a year, 2 years ago.
Mm,
Me and her didn't really have the best of relationships. But it's like everybody says, you don't realize what it is until it's gone. And I was like, me and my mom, we never really got to make up. We never had that mother son relationship, so I carried that burden for a while. Um, that affected me at work to where I would go to work, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I would just sit there. My supervisors would notice because I'm always the one talking and got people laughing and joking.
mm,
So when I'm sitting there and not doing anything, they noticed. And HR pulled me aside one day and was like, "Is everything okay? How's your mental?" And I told him I was like, there was a couple of days where I didn't want to wake up, and they pulled me off the phones, told me to go get a mental evaluation, which is when they told me I was severe depressed and anxiety. Somehow that got spiraled out of control. Going to the hospital,
mm.
the hospital asked me any questions like, "Have I tried suicide before?" I told them I've tried it once last year, but I guess that was the wrong thing to say because maybe
Because they admitted you.
45 minutes later, they came in with a purple gown and told me to put this on. You're going to the loony bin. And I was like, for what? So they was like, well, you can't deny it and everything. The guy lied to get me in the car
Mm,
because they brought that little small ass paddy wagon. I
yeah,
could barely fit in the back seat. And I was like, I need to speak with a doctor because I don't need to go. This was last year that I felt this way. And he
yeah.
was like, okay, well, I can go get a doctor, but I just have to shut the door first. And then he shut the door, got in the driver's seat, and took off.
They gave me
So
the
then
creepy
when we,
socks.
yeah, so then when we got to the place and they admitted me, even they admitted you shouldn't be here for something that you had did last year if you hadn't tried it recently.
Hmm.
Um, only problem was I got admitted on a Friday night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I had to stay the weekend. They let me out Monday evening. Um, Still was going through a lot of mental stuff, especially after being in there.
Yeah.
Um,
How was that experience for you? Because I say for me it was when I've been admitted twice. I say both times it was I like to say eye opening in a sense. Like you get to
Hmm.
see other people that you do relate to. And I thought it was more of going into it, I thought it was going to be more like a prison, and it wasn't nothing like that. I mean, we had karaoke days, we had dog days where the dogs came in for dog therapy, and I'm just like, we went outside, played a whole game of 21, everybody smiling. I'm just like, yo, like we all bonding, but like when we get on the outside, it's like we just get along. Like, how is that? So like,
Right.
was your experience similar?
Mine was more like a kind of like you said. I kind of considered it like a getaway vacation for a weekend.
Literally.
They like I said, they didn't say I needed to be in there, but I couldn't leave until Monday. So they
Mhm.
didn't make me do any of the groups. Like they would ask me if I want to come to group, but they didn't make me do anything. They had, I think their bedtime was like 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
but I would be up until like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, sitting in the day room watching TV on Netflix with the employees because I really wasn't supposed to be there.
Hmm.
They did make me do the medication thing.
That was
Um,
horrible for me. That was probably the worst part.
yeah, they made me do the medication thing, and then where they would wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning to give me an insulin shot,
Mm.
and then wake me up again at like another 45 minutes to check my insulin. And I was like, yep, just let me sleep. The bed was already uncomfortable enough, and my roommate snored like hell. Um, but other than that,
That's the
the
worst.
like I said, we bonded. Like the people that I did go to group with, like there was a girl in there that was crying over her ex and her cats and all this stuff.
Hmm.
And I wasn't sure if we was allowed to do this, but I was like, hell, I'm not supposed to be here anyway. So she started crying. I gave her a hug. Um, a bunch of people looked at me, and that's when I realized you're not supposed to do that. But then they was like, you was consoling her, and we know that, of course, you're not supposed to be here anyway.
Literally.
So, so we didn't really care. But just a heads up, like no physical contact, all that. I was giving her a hug because she was crying. Uh,
Literally.
but other than that, the food sucked.
Your food sucked?
Yes.
Bro, our food was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like we had some fast food up in there.
We didn't have fast food. We had struggle food. We had
Mm.
like turkey and cheese sandwiches with like a small ass piece of pie and then some sugarless banana pudding.
See, my experience was when they admitted me, I got admitted at nighttime.
Me too.
So when I was out, I think it was around the same time you got admitted. And I remember laying on the hard floor staring at the moonlight. And I know this gonna sound cliche, but I remember staring outside the window, looking up at the moonlight, and I'm just crying. I'm just like, damn, like, I'm really stuck in here. And it was on a Friday night as well. So I spent the weekend in there. And I wake up in the morning and I roll over, and it's my brother's best friend that's sitting right there. And I'm just like, if this ain't God, I don't know what it is. Cause I like,
Mhm.
bro, we're both in here at the same time. He told me his situation. I told him mine. And I had already knew him, so we depended on each other through the whole weekend. Like that was, and then I saw somebody else that I went to high school with. That she was a girl. She was in another hall, but yeah, that was like I was like, oh, so people really close to me really be going through stuff. They just don't be talking about it. So me and him, we leaned on each other, and we to this day we still chime in, try to talk to each other every now and then, make sure everything's straight.
I think
But
only thing I did outside of group was they had us. Like I said, I go play basketball,
mhm.
and even then, like my Sunday evening, I was to the point like I don't even want to play basketball. I just want to go to sleep so I can get out of here
Did you learn anything from that experience?
tomorrow. I learned that no matter how hard and how difficult I may think my life is getting, there's more than likely somebody out there that has it worse.
Hmm.
Um, it's once I got in there that I realized I'm not that crazy at all. that when I got in there, they was like, well, first they didn't even have me on the bad side of the building, as they call it. Um, but
Like the
still,
red card side.
yeah,
Yeah.
but still, when I walked in, there was like a female in the corner talking to herself and answering. There was another one over there that had the helmet on and kept banging her head on the windows.
That was
And
scary too.
yeah, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like I'm depressed, but I'm not this level. Like one of them had like a imaginary dog that she kept talking to, and I was like, oh,
Like I'm not just like yeah, no, I understand. I totally understand. I had the same experience. This man, I'm walking outside of the day room. I remember it. It was this heavy set white man. We all had burgundy, but he had yellow on. I don't know why he had yellow on, but I found out real quick. He stared at me in my eyes and said, I hate my life. I want to off myself. And he kept saying it and screaming it to the top of his lungs until workers started grabbing him and strapped him to a chair and took him to the back. And that was like the most traumatic thing because he was looking me dead in my eyes. And I was like, yo, I don't need to be here, bro. Ain't
right.
no way. Yeah,
It was
bro.
like the nights were so long. Like
Yeah,
I felt like I'd go to sleep and I feel like I would sleep for maybe like 7 or 8 hours, and I'll roll over and it's only been like 30 minutes.
feel like a zombie.
Like
No.
it got to the point where I had to start asking them for pills to help me sleep because the bed was uncomfortable.
Hmm.
It's just pretty much like a Job Corps bed. It's like a box with a mattress sitting on top of it.
Exactly what it was. So like, how did you? So when you got out, even though you weren't supposed to be there, did any of this experience help you? And does it still like help you overcome peace or like maintain your mental stability or like what did you grab from it and what did you like still keep to the day?
Like I said, I still keep to the day that no matter how bad I'm going through it, somebody's probably going through it worse than me. So
Hmm.
I gotta keep fighting. They did refer me to a actual therapist that I go see every 2 weeks.
Hmm.
At the time, I was in the process of starting my divorce, which we had been separated since 2014.
Hmm.
It was just too expensive to get a divorce. Um, so we got that process started. So I was in the beginning stages of that. Um, Work was horrible because I hated my schedule at the time. I'm supposed to be getting custody of my son next year, so I needed a new schedule for that.
Congrats.
Finances was messing up, so then that was getting to me. So I just started going to therapy, and me and her would just sit there and talk and discuss everything. And it's to the point now, um, me and her are about to put the final pen to paper on the divorce. We got it to where we agree on everything. So that's about to be done. My bankruptcy part that I was going through, that's completed. So I got that
Mm,
off my record now. Um, I'm still getting my son. I'm supposed to start getting him January 14th is when he moves in with me. I mean,
okay.
June 14th is when he moves in with me.
Okay.
Um,
So it's like you're getting everything in order. You attacking
yeah.
everything at once at a time.
Only downside was I hit a deer one night with my Nissan Sentra
Yeah.
at like midnight.
Hmm.
And of course, like, I immediately start panicking. What am I going to do? Everything's starting to look good. And now this, I had
That
gap
that little
insurance.
small bump.
Yep, I had gap insurance, so that took care of everything. But I didn't get any payout after that. So I was like, okay. And I was like, I keep getting these letters from car dealerships because of where I just did the bankruptcy, where they're telling me I can come get a vehicle. I
Hmm.
said I don't want to risk it because I know they're going to probably ask for like 2 or 3 thousand bucks down, but I don't really have a choice. So the next day, went to a dealership, and thank God Dad was there. They said I only had to put $500 down,
Mm.
and I drove off to the lot that day in an Escalade.
See, look at God
Won't he do
for real.
it?
good day. Well, you call it a mean blessing. Um, so what tips would you give someone out there struggling with mental health? Like what's some tips you would give them?
Communicate the best that you can. Um, One thing that I had to learn the hard way: if people act like they don't have time for you, stop trying to get them to make time for you. Um, there's a lot of friends that I've had who I'd be like, I'm not doing too good today, or I'm having an episode. They would just be like, oh well, just get over it. I just go to sleep, or you'll be fine. Everything's okay.
They don't pay attention.
Or the ones that be like, I don't have time to deal with that. And usually it's the ones that say, oh, I'll always be there for you no matter what. And then as soon as you go there, oh, I don't have time for that. Or I don't want to be surrounded with that negative energy. So they stop talking to me altogether.
Hmm.
Um, so I got to a point there where I just stopped expressing myself. Now I have a couple of people besides my therapist who will sit down and ask me, hey, what's going on? Noticed you ain't posted nothing on social media in a while. Everything good? Like you have an inbox or called? Like I do have a couple people that check in, but other than that, like I don't try to like pushing on nobody else.
Yeah. I wish I had some people like that. I mean, I think in my situation, it's more of I'm in the point now where it's like if you don't if I have to keep going out of my way to text you and like I don't text you for a while and you don't hit me up, I'm honestly I don't care. I have no energy, no more energy to put towards this situation anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I made my circle small now, bro. I don't have any more energy to put in anybody else's life but mine. Like I got everything going for me right now. My fiance, she's thriving. My family's thriving. I'm thriving. I don't know. I feel like I'm on this high, you
Oh
know.
yeah, and that's the great feeling. And like I said, right now everything's going good. I'm focusing now on getting all my finances in order. That's what I've been doing today is working on my budget.
Hmm.
Um, Everything with business and all that, trying to get that set up for tax season. Um, but like you said, yeah, there's a few people that I've already cut off this year for the simple fact that I can message and message. Either they won't reply or they'll reply like 3 days later, or it'll be like a one word answer. But then I won't message for like 2 or 3 days. And then they'll either not message me at all or they'll message me and be like, hey, can I get this? Or hey, can you take me
Hmm.
here? Or hey, can I
Yeah.
borrow this?
No, bro.
And then
You're cut, buddy.
the moment I say no, all of a sudden, I guess you ain't the nice guy that I thought you was. I guess not.
You're cut, buddy.
Right.
That's the main thing I need people to understand too. Prioritize yourself and your happiness over anybody. Because at the end of the day, you came in this world alone, you will leave it alone.
That was my
So,
biggest thing. I used to always put my problems behind me and try to help everybody else. I'd be like, okay, well, she's at home, she's hungry, she don't have nothing to eat. I don't already have much either, but let me cook what I got left and take it over there to her so that she could have something to eat. And then a couple days later, she would remind me, oh well, well, we're just friends. We're just gonna be friends. We're only friends. And I'm like, okay. So I got to the point where I was like, all right, we're just friends. I'm just gonna play the friend role.
hmm.
The role you put me in, that's the role I'm gonna play. Since then, I haven't taken her no food. I don't blow her up like I used to. She seen me on New Year's and was like, how come I ain't heard from you in forever? I said, because we're just friends.
I play chess, you play checkers.
Right. Like you said, we're just friends. Why am I gonna blow you up every day? If
Right.
we're just friends. And we're just friends, you should message me too sometime, right? Shouldn't
Hmm.
always be me messaging you.
Shouldn't be one sided.
Right.
That's the main problem with a lot of people these days. They don't know how to become self-independent. I think that's the main thing I think that's one of the reasons why I'm going through such a good high, and like how I'm starting to actually find life in itself. Because for a while, my mental health was telling me to like, oh, you need to depend on your fiance because there's this thing in borderline personality. You have a favorite person. You put them on a pedestal. They're like everything to you. And for a while, that would hurt me because every time she would do something to uh what's the word, meet my expectations, she would just be the worst person in the world. That's the gray area. Either you do what I expect, or you're just worse. You know what I'm saying? The worst person. So I learned how to become self dependent on myself and depend on me for happiness and not somebody else. And I think that's where I found my true happiness. Honestly, like now it's like I feel untouchable in a sense, mentally, anyways.
And mine is my son. Um, like I had him for the whole week last week for Crum. The week after Christmas, I had him, and even he noticed. It's to the point now where he's starting to notice,
Mm,
and he'll come in the room like, "Are you okay, Dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Well, you was laughing and excited, and now all of a sudden you're just sitting here, just looking at the TV, and the TV's not on." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Like, don't worry about it." And then I had to try to tell myself, "Okay, he's starting to notice things now.
mm,
I need to get out of this headspace." Because then I'm starting to think, like, with everything going on, if something happens to me, what effects is that going to have on him?
mm-hmm. That's
Like,
another thing I was gonna ask too. Has your mental health impacted any of your friends or family? It's like the last question I was gonna ask.
friends, yes, family, no.
Okay, so how did it impact you?
Family in a good way.
Okay.
And a lot of people was probably gonna get mad at me for saying this. Depression and black families don't
You're right about that. You're not wrong.
mix. And the first thing they're gonna say is we don't do therapy, we don't do rehab. All you need to do is pray.
You're okay. Just go pray. You know.
You need to just go to church. That's all you need is go to church. I was
Hmm.
like, every time I come to you and I'm upset or sad about something and you don't want to talk about it, the first thing you say is, "Oh, just pray about it." So I even brought this up at a seminar that was at a family reunion one time, and a guy came and spoke with everybody in the family,
Hmm.
and I raised my hand and I said it. I said, "What is it about black families that don't like therapy?" He said, "Let me guess. Everybody tells you just pray on it." I said, "Yep." And he just laughed. He said, "I hear that every single time I go to a black family." And
It's
he said,
common.
he goes, "That's a scapegoat because they don't want to talk about it or they don't know how to talk about it." So, and my dad was that person.
Hmm.
So my dad went and talked to him, and like now he'll call me on a regular basis. "Are you okay? Do you need anything? Did you eat? How you feeling? What's your blood sugar? Um, Everything like that." Friend wise, me and Lamar, we still been best friends since 25 years, so he's always checking on me. There has been a couple of females and a couple of guys that were still like, um, we don't have time to put up with that.
Hmm.
I don't need that negativity and all that. But then when they start seeing me getting my new truck and all that, all of a sudden they want to inbox, "Hey, what's up?" Nah, keep that energy.
Nope.
Like just keep that energy over there. Um, Friends that be like, "Oh, I don't have time for your pity party," because they think I'm doing this on purpose just to get attention.
Yeah. Like they feel like, yeah. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah.
So that's a podcast that I actually had on my old podcast that I had about a year, 2 years ago.
Hmm.
The difference between pity and depression. I had that as a topic, which I'm probably going to end up doing that again now that I got my new one back. But
Okay.
that was the biggest thing. People be like, "Oh, well, you're just looking for pity and all this, and I'm not gonna feel sorry." I was like, "I'm not. It's not a pity thing. Like the
I
only
think
thing. Go
you can
ahead.
go ahead. You you want me to go? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, basically, what I was saying was, I think that's a big thing too. People have problems with differentiating pity between actual depression. Like I'm trying to figure out how would there be a way. Well, no, because everybody's selfish these days. Everybody's selfish. They don't, and I hate it for it to be that way because we all need to come together. But it's so much danger out here in the world. You can't.
Because the way I saw it is because there's people on my social media, and I'm not gonna say any names, who will go online and just be like, "Oh, so and so don't want to date me, and I'm just ugly, and don't nobody want to be with me, and
That's being a
and
pick me.
and I just wanna die because don't know I'm gonna be alone forever." And everybody, and I'm like, no, that's not depression. That's looking for pity. You're looking for attention. Like going on and saying that today was horrible. My mindset is not right. I can't get my thoughts together. Like everything, it feels like it's crashing down. Like
But
I just wanna take this pill and go to sleep. That's
mhm.
depression.
But also, okay, so the first part, the first little bit you said about how like you're asking for pity. What if that pity is in an umbrella of undiscovered mental health disorder?
That part, yes, well, a lot of times I would say it is, but a lot of times I would also say it's probably part of an undiagnosed disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Like like I said, there's a friend, and I tell him every single time, like, dude, you and I found this out the hard way because I used to be the same guy. Like, you're not going to find anybody that's going to want to deal with you when all you post on social media is women bashing posts.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah.
Like when all you post is women don't want me because I'm big, women don't want me because of this, and they just want this guy that's going to do this and that. They want the bad guy, and they don't want no nice guy. I was like, look at all your last posts and tell me what post makes you look like a nice guy. Like all that makes it look like is horrible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's another thing, fellas. All right, fellas. I just want to tell you, bro. We big. All right. It's okay. The ladies love big women. It might not seem like it because all this internet stuff going on, tall, dark skin. Bro, the big man is in. I'm telling you right now. Stick
Especially
it
this
out.
time of year.
Stick it out. Start taking care of your face. Get your face all clean. Go get your nails done. It ain't got to be no paint. I do paint because I like to be separate from social norms. But bro, you go get some clear nail polish, clean yourself up, smell good. Bro, I'm telling you, the ladies is gonna come. Just get your self confidence up. That's all you got to do. I understand it's all in your head, and you've been going through some traumatic stuff, and because I was manipulated most of my life. Like I was hid most of my life because of my skin color. Like from where I'm from, there's a lot of racism in my county, so I was always hid. So I was taught to like, bro, you're big, you're dark skinned, you're ugly, you're not gonna get it. Bro, you gotta come out of that. It's all in your head. You just gotta realize it's all in your head at the end of the day. And I
Yeah,
pray for everybody that's going through that because that is a dark place to be, and that has led me to 3 attempts. And
and
I'm telling you,
it's hard to
I'm a
get over.
yeah.
Because like
So
even today, like to be honest, the part that really that changed my attitude today, I went and got my haircut.
mhm.
Like I woke up this morning and looked, and I had like my bald spot here and patches over here and all gray hair coming in here. And I was like, I need to go get my haircut.
It's the
And
little
then
things.
I went and got my haircut, and then I messaged one of my female friends like, "Hey, send her a picture." And I was like, "I'm about to go get some dye so I can get rid of this gray in my beard." And she was like, "You better not." I was like, "What
Salt
do you
and
mean?"
salt and
She was
pepper.
she was like, "Oh no, we love that salt and pepper." She was like,
Hmm.
"Keep it." I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, yeah.
So like
I mean,
that.
I'm 24. I ain't got nothing at all. But like, hey, we getting there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I was maybe 20. I think when I was like 24, I had that little soul patch like right here, and I sit there and just brush it all day. Like, come on, come
I
on,
got some beard oil and a derma roller, bro. I've been going crazy.
yep.
That's what I'm
And then
saying.
finally it grew in. I was like, oh yes, finally. And then, like I said, I'm a big dude too, but like I said, especially in this time of year, oh, they love us.
Wintertime.
Yeah. Oh, you cold? Oh, come here.
Hit my point. So
Right.
I'm trying to tell these folks, man, you just gotta get out of it. Is there anything else you would like to say? Yeah, you can shout out your podcast too, bro. Feel free.
Um, I just started my new podcast back. It's called Smooth Talk. I am on Spotify or iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible. Um, I do have maybe 4 episodes up so far. One of them is just me doing my picks for Week 18 in the NFL. What I think is going to go on with the playoffs. I did one about the end of year review 2023 in the WWE. What I thought was match of the year, superstar of the year, stuff like that. My predictions for 2024, stuff like that. I'm probably got another episode coming out tonight where I either talk about AEW or what I think my WrestleMania card is going to be. Um, I have a short one that should be loaded up soon, talking about my show. Because I put on a show, wrestling show every year called The Fight for Autism. Because where my son is autistic.
Where's this located?
The show this year is going to be in Elizabeth, Tennessee.
Okay.
Um, so I have information to share on that, which I'll be posting on there later tonight about the who's going to be there, some of the matches that you might see. It's not until July of this year, but I'll just let everybody know ahead of time what's going on so far.
All right. I appreciate everybody. If you made it this far, you're a loyal supporter. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I promise y'all we gonna start coming back with these weekly podcasts. Me and the team talk. We feel like we're gonna do a whole new revamp with this podcast stuff. And also, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Instagram. What is? Sorry, I don't even know my own. Okay, it's art.of.life_w. We are currently at 2,500 followers on Instagram. And I will start doing IG lives on that as well. I have to talk to my co-host. So yeah, man, big things coming. I wish you the best, Smooth. I'll be hitting you up soon so we can talk about
Yeah,
some more wrestling stuff.
yeah. Hit me.
Um,
Send me your. You said you put these on YouTube.
yeah.
Send me your YouTube link, and I will post it on my page, and I'll shout it out on my podcast later on tonight.
All right, sounds good, brother.
Now you have a good one.
Yes, sir, bro. Be safe.
You too.